Welcome to another episode of Speaking into the Abyss. This is Jess, and that is
Tess.
Hello, Des.
Hey, Jess, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just came back from my mom's house. It is my little brother, one of the hosts of Brother Let's Talk. Not like he listens to any podcast, but happy birthday,
Happy
Junior.
birthday.
The big 2-6.
That's big.
Yeah, a little baby, so big now. Crazy 26 years just flew by. Remember, she's just a little guy.
That's always the craziest thing about having siblings is just the fact that you were there when they were babies and they have no idea, like of what that looks like. It's crazy.
Yeah, got him a little cake. And my mom made pozole. And it was a bomb.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't been up to much today. I've just been drawing.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know, like I like Pokemon, but I don't know all Pokemons,
Oh,
and my partner knows a lot of Pokemon. Yeah, and
Big nerd.
Big nerd. So I don't know what it was, but I was asking like for a recommendation of like a cute Pokemon, or I don't know how it came up, but
Yeah.
he tells me about this cute little Pokemon. I don't remember its name.
Mm-hmm.
I look it up. It is the cutest Pokemon. It's like so cute. I don't even know. It's like this little bug. It's like a bug grass type. We'll have to post a photo of it because I think it's really cute. But so I've been drawing that guy. I've just been drawing him and like trying to make it Halloween, I guess, because I'm in that mood, that festive mood.
Okay, and the holiday spirit.
Yeah, everything I am ingesting is pumpkin lately.
Interesting. Nice.
And on the way here, I just put on my little ambient music that I've been telling you about.
Oh yeah. Do you wanna I was gonna say, do you want to sing a little bit? Make the sounds for the pod.
Just wee. I can't do it, but I started a playlist. Maybe if I perfect the playlist, you'll know this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One day.
I thought you were gonna say you'll know the sounds better.
The song that it really inspired this, that others will probably know from TikTok, it's called Aquatic Ambiance or Ambient or something like that, and I guess it was inspired by Donkey Kong's aquatic level because of the music on there, but it's like different. So I have that on there, and then the playlist is called like Aquatic Vibes or whatever. So
have you tried to like make that a radio station and then pick songs off of that?
I found actually 2 people's collaborative playlist that have a lot of songs that I do really enjoy. So I'm slowly like looking at those and like going from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I love it. I've been loving it right now. It's kind of like when I was like on my binaural beats kick, except this is just one thing, and I'm just like listening to it. I listened to it at work. It was awesome.
Nice, yeah.
It was awesome. It's just relaxing, I think. And because there's no words, it's like easy to focus, I guess, on other things. And I don't feel like I missed out on anything. But other than that, yeah, I've been doing good. I've been playing video games a lot more lately. I've been trying to play Overwatch.
That's awesome.
But I fucking hate it. So now I'm not playing Overwatch anymore. I got too mad at it.
Yeah.
It's hard because I want to play competitive all the time.
Yeah.
When I play competitive, it's difficult. I feel like I do enjoy that Overwatch though. Started doing this thing because it's been a while since I played it, so I don't know how long this has been a thing.
Yeah.
But in competitive, they have the tanks, the damage, and the healers, and you get a different rank for each one. So you're not only based off of those. I don't know how many games it is, 10 or something like that. Games that you play and it sets you, but you play 10 per the type, and that also sets you, which I think is cool because not everyone's equal amongst all things, but
yeah,
it's still really hard to play that game because people do not like to work as a team, and I hate team games, and so I just stopped playing, and I started playing Hollow Knight, and that's what I'm playing right now.
Nice.
But yeah. How was your week?
Busy. A lot of work.
Yeah.
We had a special deal this weekend at my job, and like, um, I don't know, it brought in like we were doing services for a really low price,
Mm-hmm.
and it just brought in a very different type of crowd.
Mm.
It was interesting how people are so rude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we weren't taking any appointments as walk-in basis, and like there's like lines out the door, and then people were coming in like kept bugging you like, oh, do you have any openings? We either have like an opening at this time or not. And yesterday, there's this family with their little son, and they're like, oh, can you get him in right now? And I was like, no, there's an opening at 5 if you want to come back. Um, no, no.
Mm.
Okay, so no. Well, can someone squeeze him in? And I was like, no, we're all working on someone. Oh, but you guys can't squeeze him in? And I was like, no, there's literally no one available.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay, so do you want to make an appointment? Because if it gets filled up, then
You won't be able to.
yeah. And then the dad was like, yeah, we'll make the appointment. I said, okay, cool. And then the mom says something in their native tongue. And then she's like, are you sure you can't squeeze him in really quick? And I was like, there's literally no one that can help you.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, can you check? And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at the books. We're booked out. And I was like, all the appointments are filled. We only have 2 spots at 5. So do you want it or not?
Uh-huh.
And she like rolls her eyes and she's like, fine. The kid comes back and it's a nightmare. He's crying for like an hour and a half. Just
The
poor
whole
little
time.
guy. Yeah, just like running, screaming. His parents are trying to hold him. It's like the screams are like just burned into my eardrums right now. It was bad. I was like doing a haircut, and every other stylist, we're all just like looking at each other, and our clients are looking, and like he's just like,
Do you remember? Do you
Uh,
remember the scene from the Zohan?
which
Thomas the
one?
Zohan, where where he's watching the little kid get his haircut, and he's like screaming and moving, and he's like, "Be careful! She has sharp scissors, and one wrong move, and she could cut your jugular, and you'll be dead in seconds."
Oh my gosh, I do not
And the
remember
baby
that.
starts crying even harder, so
Yeah.
he like knocks him out by
Oh my
pinching his
gosh.
shoulder. So you should have did. Just knock the kid out, and then he would have been
Yeah,
good.
my coworker was in. She was great. She's like, well, first they wanted him to get like a fade. He's like a 2-year-old boy.
Mm.
They wanted him to get like a sick fade and scissor cut at the top. He's not having it. And then this dad walked by with his son, and he's like, oh, hear that? They're torturing kids in there. And I just thought that was so funny.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know, people are really rude.
Torturing kids in there is so funny.
I know, I laughed.
That's
I
hilarious.
cracked up, and I was like,
Wait. So at the end of it, did he get his haircut?
yeah, well,
Was it
really
fine?
bad. It was really bad.
The haircut
And then-
was bad, or he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he left sobbing. And
because
then, like,
he hated it, or because he still crying
well, it was
from
his first
everything?
haircut ever.
Ever.
Yeah. And I
Aw.
said, dude, he's not gonna like him. He's probably scarred. They weren't able to do what he wanted because they wanted like one on the sides, faded in, and then like scissors on top. And then he's like, well, can you just go all over with one? And yeah, it was a mission. My coworker did great.
Yeah, good for them. It's hard working with kids. It's even harder, I guess, if it's their first time. And
Yeah,
you know.
I've never had a kid act like that. So I'm like,
I don't know what. I mean, yeah, there's just some kids who are more scared or more touch averse, I guess, or something. But like, what are you supposed like? Do they teach you in school like how you're supposed to go about handling a crazy? No, yeah, I don't know.
no. But
'Cause-
I've cut like a month-old baby's hair before, like.
But I feel like a month-old baby, they don't even have
and
any
I've cut-
cognitive.
I've cut 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. They've all been good. They just sit there.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think every kid is created equal.
Yeah,
you know?
obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just feel like the idea of scissors or something. That's why they also have like specifically children's haircutting places because they know how to handle children of all types. So if your child is like that, you can go take your child to a specialty person
Wait, do they
and they can
have
do
any
it.
of those in town?
I think there's like what is it called? A chain version of it, and there's like one
Really?
here.
I've
I think
never
there's one
heard of
here.
it.
I'll Google it if it's here, but I know there was a bunch in Sac, so
Oh, okay.
I could Google it.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know. Also, like maybe cut your own child's hair for the first time so they know what it's like, you know, so they know that they're not going to get stabbed or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was afraid of. Maybe he's seen a scary movie or something and he was like, they're going to cut me. They're going to cut me.
That's so funny.
So I guess there isn't like a specifically child's. I guess there isn't a specifically a child's version of it, but there's like a family one here locally. But there's other ones. I've seen a chain of it in like Sac, so maybe check your local area if you know your child might be like sensitive to that, especially if it's their first time. Because then I do feel like it is harder. It's just like, I mean, I don't have kids. I feel like it's like dogs, where it's like, you know, you take them to go do something for the first time, like the vet visit or something, and it's like the worst, scariest experience for them. Then every time they go and they smell that area, they're like, I don't want to be here, and they freak out, you know? So you want to give them a good first couple of visits so they're not always freaked out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, fortunately, my dogs and my cat never get scared or freaked out anytime they've gone. So, score. They're just good kids.
I don't know. I've heard horror stories about that Simba, but I my dogs don't. I don't know if they're scared or if they don't want to be left there because my vet does like drop off appointments
Mhm.
only, and I've noticed that like when we're there waiting, especially Callie, she just cries and cries,
Aw.
and like actually you see tears, like I swear she's like crying and she's
Aw.
like, please don't leave me here, and then they take her back. But every time I get her back, they're like, she's the sweetest dog in the entire world, and I'm like, why she cries so much?
They're
And it
like, don't
breaks my
forget to
heart.
read this script before you give the dog back.
She's literally such a baby. But Ellie, I don't know. She like just paces back and forth. I think it's an anxiety thing. She's always kind of had that.
Yeah, they get excited, they run in, and then like they just hop around the couches, and then when they get called, they go and hop on the scale. And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
yeah. And then when we get in the room, they're hopping all over the counters, up and down, all around. I'm like, good for you guys.
Yeah, good vet experience is a difference. Is a difference. Huh, little Simba. Staring at me, staring at my soul right now.
He knows you're talking about him.
Oh yeah. I love when they look at me. Like when dogs just look at you and just like take in everything you're saying. Like little baby listeners.
So I did end up watching AI after you left last week.
Oh yeah. And it has been a minute since I seen it.
Did you rewatch it?
No, I have not
Okay.
rewatched it because why don't you tell us? The movie came out forever ago, so who cares
Yeah.
honestly at this point when you tell us some
Um,
stuff.
yeah, well, okay, so the mom
Uh-huh.
is the one that ends up taking him out to the forest.
To save him.
Yeah, well, just because I don't really know if it was necessarily to save him.
To get rid of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, just
Yeah.
like, she's like, don't come back this way, stay away from these, and then just like leaves.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's a pretty interesting movie. There's like sex robots and
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It was interesting. The way you described it was not how I thought it was gonna be.
You're telling me your heart didn't ache at any point?
Not necessarily that it didn't ache. I just thought I was gonna see a different movie, I guess.
I see.
I wasn't expecting the aliens at the end.
Which I don't remember because again I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
when he
and
said
then-
that I was like, what?
And then he knows he's not a real boy. He knows he's a robot, but his wish the whole movie
Is
is
to
to
be
become a real boy,
real
so
boy.
his mom
It's like
will love
Pinocchio.
him.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, she loves this guy who is the little brother from Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yes, the food part that you're talking about
Where
when he's eating. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me, I don't know if I'm imagining this, is this from another movie or not? Was he in like a submarine at any point?
That's at the end of the movie.
Okay, that's part. Isn't it heartbreaking? Isn't it
It's-
heartbreaking? Because he's like, I don't know if it doesn't he get stuck down there or something?
Well, so he's looking for the fairy godmother,
Uh-huh.
and then he's like, I see her down there, so he takes the submarine, goes down,
Yeah.
and he's just waiting and waiting, and then at the end is when the aliens show up, and
Oh, there's
like,
aliens.
yeah, and they pull him out, and like they touch him, and he turns back on, and then they kind of like do this mind control thing, and then like go inside his brain, and like it's interesting, they like touch him and then they all like go and like touch each other and like pass his like
Connect it.
life memory around, and then they go back and project themselves as the fairy, one of them does,
Oh.
and then it's like, oh yeah, we want to like you're, and then at the end they're like, you're the proof that humans were like so this and that, like you're the only thing remaining because there's
He'd been down there for so long.
yeah, and the humans got wiped out, robots, and they're like, you're the only thing that shows how smart they were and this and that, and he's like, bring her back, and then this freaking bear, this weird ass teddy bear,
Oh yeah, I remember the teddy bear.
yeah, he's there too. And like the aliens can bring back someone if you have some of their DNA, and then he has a piece of the mom's hair when the kid made him cut it as like he said, if you cut her hair, I'll do something and she'll tell you that she loves you back or something.
Yeah.
And then he like the aliens are like, no, we don't want to do that, blah 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 blah. And then they let him know like, okay, we can bring a person back, but it's just for the day, and then they're gonna die again. And then he's like, do it. And they're like, we care for you so much. And you're like, we just want you to be happy. And he's like, then you know what you got to do. And then so she comes back for the day and they spend like the last day together.
And tell me that's not heart.
And it says
wrenching?
at the end, he's like, and it says, and for the first time, he also dreamt that night. Like after she dies, they lay in bed together. Goes, and then
he also, yeah.
But. Yeah,
he dreamt that night. That's so sweet. Because he's a robot. They don't have dreams.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm crying out.
I think because there was so much else going on and it's such a long movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, so that's why I think the main parts that stick out to my head are the sad parts only. I'm like, oh god, it was so emotional. Like that poor kid gets trapped in the like trapped down there, and it's like, and I don't remember the aliens, but I do remember the godmother thing. Like I remember there being like, but I didn't remember it being aliens.
Yeah, and then he wasn't like trapped for too long, and then he's smart because like. He's like, oh, these people are going to let me go if I pretend I'm a real kid. So he's like, because like something leaks on him and he's like, it hurts. And they're like, that's a real kid. Get him out of there. Like,
in the cage?
No, because they had a little girl says, Dad, there's a kid in the cage. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he has like this scanner thing that shows if they're robots or not. And then he turns and like the little girl that pulled him out is also a robot. And I was like, interesting, like, but, and then he doesn't, like, see it because he's looking the other way. And then when he turns, he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then they throw in, like...
Does she know she's a robot?
I have no idea. They never go back to that. It's just a random thing. And then also, like, I thought the parents were going to come back up in the movie, and they don't. After they get rid of them, you never see them again.
Yeah.
Or hear about them. And then I guess what was a mind trip was, like... There's a part where he goes back to find the door or whatever, but it's just like a setup. So like when he goes there, it's him because he walks in and it's him. And he's like, I'm real, and just like kills the other robot.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick and twisted, honestly.
Yeah. And they're like, we've been waiting for you. You're the special one. You're the first robot that has emotions. And you want so bad to be a real boy because you actually love this person.
Mom.
Yeah. And then he's like, you want to meet your real creator, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
That's sad. That makes me sad. I don't know. Just hearing about it's sad. But again, I haven't watched it. Maybe I'll watch it again soon. But we did watch a different movie with our friends.
Yes, we did. And what did you think about it? I guess we didn't really talk about...
Like good or bad or what?
Yeah. So the movie we watched is the new Joker movie.
Folie à Deux.
Yes.
The fall of two, the destruction of two people because they are chosen to be together. I thought it was good.
Okay.
I thought it was good. What did you think of it?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
It was, I mean, okay, to be fair, I didn't expect anything at all, but I don't think I expected what the movie was at all.
Okay. In what
And
sense?
like just the way they went about it, I feel like there could have been so much more or something else, I guess.
I think, and it's so hard because obviously we're trying not to spoil anything at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think that there was a lot that they could have built on that they chose not to.
Yeah, and okay, kind of following what you said about like the Beetlejuice plot with that one thing.
Yeah.
But like kind of that like for the whole movie,
You're kind of
I
like,
guess.
well,
Like
what was the point
what
then?
was the point for that was, and then I feel like what ended up happening took super, super long to happen.
Mm-hmm. I believe that the movie did lack in some parts, like where it comes to like answering some things, like why did XYZ happen, or why would she, or why would he, or why would anyone want to do XYZ? You know, why did this all happen? Is it because of this one person, or is it because there's something else happening that we're not privy to? We just don't get to know. Like we just have to be okay with like this is happening regardless.
Yeah.
Which, okay, let's say we ignore that, whatever. I think that the movie did a good job with reminding us about the first movie. And something my partner pointed out that I guess I didn't grasp is, and I hope this isn't a spoiler, they refer to the first movie in the second movie as the TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're talking about it as if it wasn't a real thing. The Joker movie that we all saw was the adaptation of the character's real life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with that being said, this movie did a good job reminding us that this would not be that movie, that this was going to be different because this is not to please that audience. Do you know what I mean? It's just so hard to not like say anything without saying anything. But yeah, because he keeps saying himself, he's like, you're just like everybody else. You only care about the drama of it all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The drama of it all. Not this stuff. And then it happened to be true. I don't know if it's true or not. My partner was telling me that it's getting bad reviews. And I was like, well, it's proving its point, I guess.
Everyone that I have talked to that
seen it
this weekend, that saw it on Friday, Saturday, or today.
Did our friend not like it?
I didn't ask.
Because I thought she seemed to like it.
Yeah, I didn't talk.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Actually, I guess we didn't ask. But everyone I talked to hated it.
Which I don't get hating it.
Worst movie ever.
That's a little dramatic.
Two people that went to see it yesterday were telling people that were going to watch it, return your ticket. It's not worth your time. Wait till it comes out. It fucking sucks. Blah, 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 blah.
I definitely disagree. I don't think it was that bad at all. I don't think it's even that bad of a movie to be trying to ruin other people's movie experiences.
Everyone else that has told me says, oh, wait for it to come out.
Anyway, okay, so first off, it's a musical. A lot of people, for some reason, didn't know it was going to be a musical. It's literally always been aired as gonna be a musical. I think, I don't think the movie was even bad. I don't even think it was bad. I think it was good. I think it was okay. I think that if they had answered more questions, it would be even better. But I think that, like, I liked it. I liked the way it ended. I feel like, and I don't know if it sounds like super nerdy of me to say, but I feel like if you're a fan of those types of characters and stuff like that, Joker, Harley Quinn, Harvey Dent, like seeing those characters is like super exciting, and I think that they did a good job and good storytelling. And I think the idea is that we make people who they are, right? And like that's the thing, is like you can't force people to be idols and whatever, and like that's exactly what they were trying to do with this, with the idea of Joker, whatever, from the first movie. And so I think it did a good job playing off of that. And I like the music in it. I really like the Mountain Song. If you guys do watch it. The Mountain Song is my favorite. And I loved everything that was happening while they were singing it. It was a good job. I thought it was a good job. But that's just me, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, on Run P, there's polls. Like you can take a poll before the movie starts and say what you think it'll be and what it ended up being. And everyone rated it as way worse than expected. And
But I
everyone
just
thought it
don't
was
know
like,
what they're expecting.
yeah, I don't know either. I didn't know. I
And so
didn't.
that's where I don't get. That's why I think other people's ratings are arbitrary and unnecessary. Like I don't care what other people think
Yeah.
about movies, because especially if I was going into a movie and people were walking out and they were like, "Don't go see that movie. Like return your ticket." I'd be like, I definitely want to go see this movie now. Like whatever this movie is, I definitely need to go see it, because like your opinion could be so much different than my opinion. And like you could fucking hate musicals, but musicals is the only type of movie I watch. You know what I mean? Like that could be the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people are so harsh on movies and stuff like that, and then they wonder why like movies don't get made and they're not made well. It's like because we don't give them fucking opportunities to. We just shit on everything that comes out just because that one thing or that didn't make sense, and because I couldn't figure it out, it's just a horrible movie. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, and I think it's lame. But I don't know. Go see movies you want to go see, and don't see movies you don't want to see. Don't base your opinions off of other people's opinions. If you like those characters, if you like the first movie, I think that you'll still enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I wish they would have reminded me more of the first movie because I didn't really remember any of it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I was like, when they were talking about it, I wish they would show little.
Wait, like when they were on,
Or
like when the characters from the last movie were coming up and stuff like that, it wasn't like triggering the memory for you?
No.
Dang. And I guess I just remembered it a lot better, because every time there would be things that I couldn't forget about, like the Puddles guy. His scene, the scene that they're talking about in the movie, was really fucking gross and crazy to watch, so it like stuck with me. The other thing, like with the lady, I'd forgotten about until she popped up on screen and she was talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that now. Like it was remember. And then they were showing flashes of the movie when he was feeling triggered or whatever.
Yeah.
Which made me cry, I'm not gonna lie. I did tear up and start crying when they were talking about how his mom felt about him.
Yeah.
Broke my heart. You can't see me, I'm flipping my hands in the air like God. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's some cool trailers though. I thought that trailer for that one movie seemed interesting. What is it called? Together or Unison or something, where she's like on fire, remember?
Yeah.
At the table. That one looks pretty
I
interesting.
feel like those are both not the names.
No, I don't think that's a name. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But it's something like teamwork. I don't know. Partnership, or where you mold together. What is it called?
One. I'm just kidding.
What? Yeah. Yeah. It's called Companion.
Yes, that's it. Companion.
And I would say the trailer literally gave us no information at all whatsoever, but I think that's what I was so interested in about it, because I was like, what kind of movie is it though? Like, obviously it's a scary one, or it's supposed to be some type of horror thing. Yeah, thriller, psychological maybe. But then at the end scene, it's just him and her across from each other at a long table like us. And and you have a candle. And her arms over the candle, and she's on fire.
I'm not on fire though.
She's not on fire, no. But yeah, it looked interesting. There's some good movies coming out, I feel like. I hope so anyway.
Yeah.
I like horror movies. I like scary movies. And I like this time of year. I just want everything coming out at this time to be good, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I want a trick or treat movie again. I want I want something.
Why don't you make it?
Girl, am I a director? Am I a writer? Am I a producer?
Aren't you?
Am I backed? Do I have actors and actresses? Points to the sleeping dogs.
That'd be so cute. We make a dog thriller scary movie.
Like a bunch of like parody movies, but with the dogs.
Yeah.
That'd be so cute. God, we just have the best ideas.
I know.
They keep us down by making us work. Because if we had all the free time and money in the world, we'd literally be too powerful with our ideas. It'd be crazy.
Yes. I wanted to talk about this cool thing I found at work, and it's common phrases invented by Shakespeare.
Oh, by Shakespeare.
Yes.
I love Shakespearean.
And phrases coined by Shakespeare.
Oh.
You have probably quoted Shakespeare thousands of times without realizing it. If your homework gets you in a pickle, your friends have you in stitches, or your guests eat you out of a house and home, then you're quoting Shakespeare's.
Those are good ones.
And then, so here's a few popular ones in common use today. I don't know if you guys know any of them. A laughing stock, a sorry sight, as dead as a doornail, eaten out of a house and home, fair play, I will wear my heart upon my sleeve.
I love that one.
In a pickle, in stitches, in the twinkling of an eye, mum's the word, neither here nor there, send him packing, set your teeth on edge, there's a method in my madness, too much of a good thing, and vanish into thin air.
I love these because also this page that Jess has given us to look at and read has like where they came from, like what plays they came from, which is really cool. Because I just recently, I go to that Shakespeare in the Park or whatever it's called, and I just watched The Merry Wives of Windsor, where a laughing stock came from apparently, which is so interesting to know. Like this is really cool to know because I'm always wondering where words come from, where phrases come from.
And like on this document, it says that in many cases, we're not known like if Shakespeare actually invented the word, but these are the first place they're ever cited in.
Even if it was at the time. That's so interesting.
Yeah, and on the back there's a bunch of words, Shakespeare words.
He invented accused and addiction,
advertising, amazement,
assassination.
Yes.
This guy, how do you invent words, bro?
Bedroom,
like that's
bedroom.
crazy. Bet,
bump,
jaded. He's so cool.
eyeball,
gossip. That's a good one.
Lonely,
rant,
summit, unreal.
Lonely? Imagine creating the word lonely. Oh,
the most common word in the world.
That's so crazy. Laughable.
Fashionable.
Gloomy.
Majestic.
Hint.
Undress.
Elbow. That's interesting. That wasn't a fucking word.
Skim milk.
Unreal.
Cold-blooded.
Dude. Worthless.
Flawed.
Vanished into thin air.
Hobnob.
I like that.
But yeah, I saw it at work and it was very cool. So I picked up one for you and one for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
It comes from the Shakespeare Society of America.
Yes.
They're from California. Nice. That's awesome. I love this. I can't wait to go back and share this with everyone else I know.
Yes, I thought it was really cool. And I was like, wow, this would be something cool to share on the podcast.
I love it. I love this so much. Wow. Wow. You learn something new every day, folks. And sometimes you learn it here on this podcast.
Yes.
We're glad to be informed.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's freaking sick, Jess. Did you ever have to do a play in school, like for English class? Like not like do the play, but like maybe read it out loud and stuff, like if you were?
I don't think we ever read it. One of our English teachers would make us act out scenes.
Mm-hmm. For Romeo and Juliet, or which one?
Much Ado About Nothing.
Nice.
Othello. Those are two of my favorites, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. I think my English class did Romeo and Juliet my freshman year in Vegas or wherever.
Yeah.
And I don't remember doing it with any other classes, but to be honest, I don't remember a lot of high school. But
yeah.
We did the same thing where it was like stand up and read it from the play script. And then we also watch the movie with Leonardo
Oh my
DiCaprio.
God, I love
I
that one.
love that movie. Yeah, so we watched that, and I think honestly that movie really helped inspire a lot of kids to keep watching and reading Shakespeare because they did such a good job with it. I loved it anyway. But yeah. Have you ever read Of Mice and Men or know of it? Do you know of Mice and Men?
Yeah, I think they make everyone read that book.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes.
The movie is so fucking good. I watch it every now and then on
Yeah.
my own because I don't know why it was so impactful for me as a young person when I read that book and then I
Yeah.
watched the movie to be like, because I think I just really love their friendship,
Yeah.
you know,
Little
and
Lenny.
it's so sweet how he was so ride or die. They were so ride or
Yeah.
die for each other. You know what I mean?
Yes. I feel like everyone, I don't know if you read To Kill a Mockingbird too, but I feel like it's Of Mice and Men and To Kill a Mockingbird that are like
The
the
top,
two
yeah, for
that,
school. Pride and
or
Prejudice.
I've never read that. And then I hear Lord of the Flies. I never read that
I never read
either.
Lord of the Flies, but I know Lord of the Flies, if that makes sense. Like, I know
Okay.
of it because, like,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
such
know
a
anything about it.
popular. It probably is like before us. It's like probably
Yeah,
a
like
set of
the
books every.
I wonder what they're
So,
reading now. Probably nothing.
oh yeah, probably not. Probably nothing. But I think, was it you I was talking to about it? I think it was you, where we were talking about how there was something we were forced to read in like high school that was about a man being hunted.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it called The
The
Game?
Game. I think
I
it's called The
think,
Game.
but it's like a rich guy hunting a man.
Yeah, just
Yeah. Mhm.
regular man, and he has to survive it. It's like him like hiding in a bush or hiding in
Yeah.
a tree or whatever. Yeah, I remember that book also like making my nerves.
Yeah.
And I think good on teachers for showing us a different variety of books because like they could just like stick to like I don't know because like if I had never been shown thriller books, honestly, I probably wouldn't have liked reading as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I wasn't like, I don't know, because when I was a kid, it was like the Magic Tree House book and like learning even about fantastical creatures was all the rage. And then I got into a certain age and it was like I hated reading, but it's just because I wasn't reading the right material.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I tell everyone who's like, "Oh yeah, I hate reading." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like have you read something that you love?"
Right.
And like you never know what that is. And like I guess for me, it's easy to tell because like you can pick up a book and then like you read a little bit and then you like put it down and don't really want to pick it up versus a book you really like and like it's crazy how you can't stop reading.
Yeah, can't put it down.
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what book it was. There was like a book that I was reading and I would be driving and at the red lights.
You're pulling it out.
I had it at the red lights. I would take it to work. I would bring it out on the floor at my old job. When it was slow,
You're like at
you
a
could
concert.
read.
You're like reading it.
I was just like going to sleep reading it. Just
Yeah.
like, I'm like, oh my God, this book is so good. And I'm like, that's what you like. What you can't
Yes.
put down.
And I love a gripping book like that. I feel like there's obviously it's like a grace. It's like a scale. Like not every book's gonna be so I can't put it down ever. But the when you get that fucking book, it is so powerful. It's so crazy because like that's what I was doing with I mean it was a short read too, but that other book that I was reading when I finished it, I was like just one more chapter. Just one more chapter, you know, just
Yeah.
one more chapter. I'll finish this page. It's just like it keeps going because you just don't want to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great feeling. And then you keep looking for that next book that makes you feel like that.
It says, I Googled on Goodreads, and it says required reading in high school. Number 1, To Kill a Mockingbird. Number 2, Romeo and Juliet. 3 is The Great Gatsby.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
4
that.
is Lord of the Flies. 5 is Animal Farm.
Oh,
Heard of
nice.
that.
Never heard of Animal
No.
Farm? Great book.
Really?
People, you know.
6 is Macbeth. 7's Of Mice and Men. 8 is Hamlet. 9 is The Catcher in the Rye. And 10 is The Scarlet Letter.
Dang.
And then, I see Anne Frank in here, or The Diary of a Young Girl. Pride and Prejudice is down the list. Jane Eyre, which is funny because
I don't know that one.
I don't either, but in Friends, they reference it a lot when they
really?
talk about, like, reminisce on high school.
Well, so what if that was, like, part of their series?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know who I would ask. Ask your sister what was the last thing they read in high school, I guess.
Yeah.
And that would be probably the closest thing we could get to
Yeah.
what they're reading nowadays.
True. Ask some. I can ask my brother too.
Oh, yeah. Anyone currently in high
school.
school. In other news, I got a follow request on TikTok. Or not a request, just a follow. And I was like, who is this? And it was like an anime profile.
Uh-huh.
And the name sounded familiar, but I was like, nah, that can't be that person I know because they wouldn't have an anime profile picture. I don't know why, but I was like, this person wouldn't have an anime profile picture.
Okay.
And then I go to their profile picture after a few weeks of not following them back. And it is that person. And I was like, oh, it's my friend. So then I followed them back and they were like, they talked to me the next day and they're like, thanks for following me back. And I was like, oh, yeah, I just didn't think it was you. And they're like, why? And I was like, because you had an anime picture. And they're like, oh, that's me. And I was like, oh, funny. We started laughing, whatever. But then they were talking to me about my posts, telling me that I was cringe. Because because they said that they're like, wow, you have a lot of videos on there. I was like, yeah, I guess. I like over time, I don't make videos all the time, but when I do, I guess. And then
what was this?
TikTok.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah. And they were like, a lot of them don't have sounds. I was like, yeah, because recently a hell of people got pulled off. Like, they don't put their music.
Agreement, the universal music thing, yeah.
So I was like, so yeah, like some of the music isn't on there. Or if the audio is inappropriate or something and it gets taken down, like you can't get it back. Like when City Girls Twerkulator came out, I remember that being pulled all the time. But anyway. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, so a few of them don't have it. She's like, yeah, but they're still up. So it's like you're mouthing to, and we don't even know what you're mouthing to. And that's really cringe. And I was like, oh, what? I was like, okay. So then I go watch one of her videos comes up on my For You page.
Yeah.
And I give her a like because you got to kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
But it was just her camping and like what they ate and stuff. And I'm not going to lie, that shit looked delicious. But I felt like commenting cringe. I was gonna like, cringe, you camp. Cringe, you do things with
gross,
people.
Son. Ew. Nature.
Ew. Ew.
Gosh. That's so funny.
But yeah.
Do you think she was like, in her mind, she thought she was like doing you a huge service, letting you know that it was cringe, and she's like, or I don't know if it's a she or he, but they were like, wow, after I tell Dust this, they're going to clear all these videos out. They're going to thank me. Their profile's not going to be cringe.
Well, my thing is like, was it cringe? You know what I mean? Because if she genuinely felt like my videos were cringe because the audios got taken down, I told her you're dumb. I was like, you're dumb. What do you mean? I was like, it's not my fault. It's not like I did it on purpose. I didn't choose the audio that wasn't there. That would have been cringe to me. Like that would have been old people type moves. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that's not what happened. So I did delete those videos.
Oh my God.
I did delete those videos because I told her, I was like, well, every now and then I have to go back and see which ones are newly muted and then delete those ones. I was like, I just hadn't done it in so long. And she was like, yeah, well, there's a few. There's only like 2. So
she's like, sure.
So I deleted them. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for checking out my TikTok. Please, and also this person also had the audacity to tell me that they don't listen to our podcast because it's so hard. And I was like, well, that's funny because somebody that we all mutually know never listens to the podcast and still finds time and finds a way to listen to us in a way that works for them. So I'm like confused why like this person couldn't also figure it out for themselves. But I was like, hey, no hard feelings. We don't need you to listen to the podcast, but at least share the podcast. At least tell your friends about it, people who will listen to podcasts, because that's who we're going for, people who are gonna listen and check us out, whatever. If you don't, you checked us out and we weren't for you, well, thanks for stopping by anyway.
Yeah.
And checking us out.
It's nice to have you. Come back.
Come back. Yeah, come back anytime. I'm sure you will never need to listen to a part 1 before another episode. And if you do, we'll let you know. So jump in at any time, any point in any of the episodes.
Yeah, I was listening to Buzzsprout's Quick Cast, I think is what they're called now. I guess they were called something else before. Just like a quick little 10-minute, 15-minute podcast, and they're talking about like how like statistically people are saying that people are digesting more video content than like audio content. But then when they did like a deeper dive, people just turn it on and are listening to the audio and doing other
Not,
things.
yeah, while it's in the background.
Yeah, and then they're talking about how people, how longer podcasts are like something that people listen to more than shorter podcasts. Like people are willing to listen to a 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour podcast, which they say like Joe Rogan
Which is
has
like
some
a,
of those, which is like
which is like a
seems
live stream or something.
which seems insane. But then he said that's the thing, like with podcasts, it's like an audiobook. You could just put a pin in it and
Yeah.
then go back and continue listening at any time.
Yeah, or like if you do have it in the background, I guess it makes sense because I do the same thing. I put on my podcasts are typically an hour, max 2 hours long for the most part. I don't think I have too many that are 3 hours unless it's multiple parts. But I'll put it on if I do because a lot of my podcasts are also visual, but I mostly personally
Yeah.
listen to audio only because those are my only options most of the time.
Yeah.
But when I do get home or whatever and I am able to put something on, I guess I do choose to still put it on YouTube versus just audio only and walk around doing whatever.
Yeah.
You come back, you just glance at it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're there, whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter if you missed anything because it's still going.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it is what it's a conversation.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I can't do an 8-hour podcast, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because I personally need to know what's going on. I do like to know what I'm listening to and like the information being given because I like to process it all. But the 8 hours seems like an incredibly long time, but I guess I can see why people do that. But I want to know the ages. Like, I want to know the age groups, what their preferences are and whatever, because like YouTube was huge for a while and then it was like Twitch because streaming because you could just watch people like almost 24 hours a day just fucking streaming whatever they're doing and or playing, and that's more interesting to people than a 30-minute video nowadays. So I guess that makes sense that it's kind of the same with podcasts. I wonder if there's any podcasters on Twitch.
I wonder
if that's a good platform to use for that, but I don't know. To look into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really use Twitch, so wouldn't be able to tell you. I usually just hop on when there's a sick dubstep
Snap drop
live stream. Oh yeah, or snap drop. But I don't watch it. I just turn it on.
I just turn
leave.
it on and plug in my iPad.
Unless, I don't know. Sometimes I watch a little bit of Ordinary Harry or Dara. I can't think of the rest of his name, but they're both really good Marvel Snap players, and
I think I know
show you
Ordinary
how
Harry.
the bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's usually on when we get off of work.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's the only one that I've been able to plug in the stream for or whatever.
One that my friend would put on a lot that kind of looks like your partner, and every time we sent a picture to our group chat a while ago, and I don't know. It's like just like the slightest hint of him, and sometimes when he's on, I'm like, "Oh, look, it's."
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I haven't used Twitch either. I wanted to when I was streaming. I wanted to use it, but I ended up using Facebook streaming services.
Yeah,
which is just easier for me, I guess. And Twitch doesn't let you do multiple through them. Like, you have to choose them only or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, like if you do another video on another platform, it has to be different than you can't stream and then like send. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I see a bunch of people that do that. Like they'll be like live on Twitch and then live on TikTok.
Yeah.
From a different angle.
Yeah.
And like,
I wonder if that's it. Like if it's just angle or something.
Oh yeah.
Or I don't know, because I don't know. That was a while ago too. That was forever ago. So who knows?
Yeah. So lately I have been trying to be more, I guess, mindful and intentional just with everything.
Okay.
Think sometimes you're just so in the patterns of your life and you're just going through the motions and you're not really thinking. You're just, I'm just digesting so many podcasts, audiobooks, and I'm just like doing life, doing my 7 days of work, just like barely sleeping, barely eating, remembering to eat, remembering to try to sleep, and just kind of going through the motions. Just like I think about it and I'm like, crazy. It's already October.
Mm.
And I'm like, And then this past week, I was like, I used to love doing my planner. It takes a lot of time to plan and like kind of do like, schedule your day out a little bit, schedule your week, kind of remind yourself of what's going on. And then like I do digital planning lately. And like I used to love I used to use the Happy Planner a lot. Super fun. Love all their stuff. Always had like little sticker packs and would like do my week and do my month and do this, and that. And then on my digital planner, it has, same layout, and then it has like journals, habits, this, and that. And then also, as you know, I like started to use the Finch self-care app, and like it's just so cute that I do it every day. And like there's like free exercises on there because there is a paid version. I just do the free version. And sometimes it's like, oh, get extra points for like naming this emotion. Get extra points for like doing this exercise. And it's just like stuff that like is reflective journaling basically on the app. And I was like, And I was like, I should probably start doing things that I enjoy doing again, because I feel like even though there's not enough time to do anything, I can definitely use the little bit of time I have more mindfully. And I've just been like that one week. It started with one day, and I said, okay, I'm just going to do today mindfully, and I'm going to do things with intention, which is how you should always do it, but it's very easy to forget to do that. And I was like, okay, gonna do this, do this, and this, and do that, and I'm gonna try to do this, and remember that I'm grateful for this, and this, and whatever. And then I went through that whole day, and then at the end of the day, I'm reflecting, and I was like, today felt like a day where I was super present in my body and felt like the 24 hours of the day. I felt the rest. I felt being awake. I felt doing the dishes. I felt like hanging out with the dogs because I was here. I was present, music, audiobooks, whatever in between. And I was like, I feel really good after a day with intention. And I was like, okay, let me try to do the week. So that's what I've been trying to incorporate into my life again, which is stuff I used to do a few years ago now. And I just haven't been giving myself the time or prioritizing myself and doing things that make my life easier or make me feel better. And I was like, you know what? Like, the world's so shitty as it is. And like, I'm like, I should appreciate all the good stuff and start doing these things. And it's been like 2-3 weeks now. And I just feel way better. And I noticed that I feel a lot more of my emotions, which is hard to regulate because I am so present. But like, you just have to go through it and feel it anyways. And like, I guess journaling helps with that. And I hadn't journaled in a long time. And like, as I try to journal again, it's very little things, just starting out like a sentence and then 2 sentences. And I'm like slowly building it up just because I do it really quick when I can. And I'm just like, and I'm just going forward, just like, I guess, accountability wise, just like trying to be more mindful and do more self-love for myself in whatever forms that is. Like, I haven't read a book in so long, a physical book. I've just been doing audiobooks, and I was like, oh, I want to read a book. Oh, I want to do this, and that. And I'm like, and I guess you can think everything you want to think, But if you're not writing it down or telling someone, there's no, it doesn't go anywhere.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a
It's just an
thought.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh, I was like, I guess I should start like taking control of my life again. And
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm like, there is 24 hours in a day and about 12 plus is just working, getting to and from work.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in between that is like a little bit of sleep, which should be more.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and that's one thing I'm trying to do is sleep more. And it's hard, but I can kind of do it. I think I've been sleeping like 5 hours lately.
That's way better than, I think 6 is minimal, but so it's close enough. You know, you're getting there.
I'm trying, but then it's so hard because I feel like there's so much to do, and when I sleep, sometimes I get upset with myself because I'm like, oh, I could have been doing something else, and it sucks to feel that way, but it's just so, life is so overwhelming. There's always so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm like, I can get lost in TikTok for like an hour, and I'm like,
scrolling.
huh, yeah, I'm like, I should probably be doing something more productive.
That's when I get mad at myself.
Yeah.
When I've been scrolling for an hour or something and I realize like, holy shit, I could have been doing anything else in that hour.
But then it's like the battle I also have is like, yeah, but you're fucking exhausted and you just want to lay down for a second and be off your feet. And like, so I'm trying to find a balance in between that.
Yeah.
And trying to like, I've been like doing the dog park every morning after work, which is a little bit hard. And then if I have appointments or anything, like I didn't sleep too well since like Thursday because, you know, I had to run a bunch of errands that day.
Yeah.
And so my sleep's been a little bit weird. And I'll take like, when I go to sleep, I usually wake up like 4 hours later and then I'm just kind of up. So it's hard. But yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know what I'm on right now.
Yeah, I like that for you. I think that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. I feel like the first step of being mindful is realizing that you need to be mindful, obviously.
Yeah.
If everyone could just kind of...
Yeah, and I feel like I'm always very mindful of others and never mindful for myself because I'm always thinking about everyone else, and that's just like the person I am.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to not change that, but I'm also trying to balance it and prioritize myself as well, which is always hard.
You know, I'll say it 1,000 times. It's one of my favorite sayings in the entire world, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. Right? So we need to prioritize ourselves in order to be the best versions of ourselves for other people so that we can be there for other people as well. Because I think that, and I know this is it's going to seem kind of trivial, but it's not to me. I think that comedy and like being a jokester and laughing with your friends and stuff like that, you have to be present for. You have to be present to understand jokes. You have to be present to know timing and like know like how you're gonna like make that into a joke with your friends that they're gonna find funny or whatever. And you can't do that if you haven't been paying attention to yourself, if that makes sense. Like if you haven't gotten rest and you haven't ate and you know you're fucking not really paying attention to anything that you've been needing to pay attention to, you're not going to be on it and you're not going to be funny. I think that the most mindful people are some of the funniest people.
Yeah, that's why I'm hilarious.
I was going to say that's why I'm the fucking queen of comedy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, comedic timing.
But in general, being present for yourself is also being present for everyone else, leading to more deeper conversations, intimate like conversations. That doesn't mean like deep intimacy, but in general, intimate because you're connecting with each other.
Yeah.
You can't do that unless you're present. So I think it's important for everyone to kind of be mindful. I think you're right that when you have patterns in your life that you're constantly following, it is easy to forget how to be mindful or what it means to be mindful because you're just going with the flow. You're just doing the daily grind, you know? Mm-hmm. So I commend people for breaking out of that and being able to see past it, I guess. I've been doing less of my phone, which I'm already pretty good at, but
yeah.
I've been doing less of my phone where like that whole like I'm exhausted and I'm sitting there type thing where it's like even that I try to like My phone's not even next to me. It's like I don't know where it's at because
Yeah.
I felt like it's better that way for me because then I'm not constantly on something. I think that's how I've been able to find more time to play games that I want to
Yeah.
play because I otherwise would have been scrolling or I would have been watching some video or something like
Yeah.
that. And now I'm like, I've been drawing more lately.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been playing the games I want to play and like I don't feel so. I hate feeling stretched thin. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
I
big
know you
thing.
do. Yes,
That's a big
yeah.
thing for me. And I feel like the best way for me to like try and make sure that I'm not doing that is to have absolutely nothing going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's when I feel the best and the most comfortable and the most like
Yeah.
myself is when I have absolutely nothing going on whatsoever. My bills are paid and I checked my calendar twice already and I made sure everything's good
Yeah.
and I'm good. Now I can be present and I can be aware of everything too. So I've been trying to do that.
Yeah.
Journaling's good. I usually just write them on my phone because
Nice. Yeah.
I get too into my handwriting. I write like too perfect. I feel like when I try to write things down. So
What do you mean, like too perfect? Like nice handwriting?
yeah, like I'm trying. Like I have nice handwriting, but like I
Do you feel like you try
hone in on the
harder? Yeah.
writing versus like the feeling of what I'm writing. But if I'm
Okay, yeah.
texting, then I'm like I'm just like getting it out, So I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
real quick. Or if you're like voice memo real quick or like
Yeah.
voice to text,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just get it out. Cause that's good. And I hope everyone out there is being mindful and being present and you have people that you can be mindful and present with and they can do the same for you so you can talk to them about the things that you're feeling and know that there's no judgment. You can talk to them about the good things that happen to you. I was recently seeing a post that like somebody was like, I don't know if this is true, but they were saying that like a lot of people have about 5 to 10 people that I don't know about that, but 5 to 10 people that they can call or text at any point they're having something bad happen or something bad that they want to communicate to.
Yeah.
But those same people only have 1 to 2 people that they would tell good things to, like I got a promotion or I got
Yeah.
a da da da.
Yeah.
And I just hope that other people out there know that you should be able to
Express both.
express both wholeheartedly to anybody, not
Yeah.
even just your friends. So like, some fucking random person. Congrats, you should be able to get congratulations from people because
Yeah.
people should be happy for other people. I'm happy for you.
Stop. I'm happy for you.
Stop. I'm
Stop.
happy
Don't
for
be happy
you.
for me. No, I really, really want to play video games though, and I haven't since we last played, and I don't know, I don't even know how long ago that was.
I know, for real.
And I think the other night I was thinking about it, but I was so tired and I went to sleep instead, which I guess is good.
Yeah.
And you'll be so proud. I canceled plans and I was able to tell my friends, like, hey guys, I'm really tired.
I'm so
and I
happy
canceled
to
with
hear.
you too, because I was we were gonna do your hair and record, and then after that I was gonna hang out with 2 friends that are gonna come over and we were gonna do another puzzle. And after I talked to you, and then you're like, oh, we could just do it tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And then I messaged my friends and I'm like, guys, I'm honestly so fucking exhausted.
And I'm so proud of you. Yeah,
and that's
right.
like hard for me to, first of all, communicate and let people know that how I'm feeling, and canceling plans, because I also hate being a flake, and I feel like I'm never a flake. And if I make plans, I always come through. And like, I want to say that's like the first time in years that I've like canceled plans. And yeah.
I feel like, okay, and here's my thought process on that. I try so hard not to take it personally when people cancel plans. You never know what's going to happen, and that could be you who needs to cancel the plans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you know your friend works like 7 days a week or whatever. You're kind of like expecting sometimes to be canceled on, So it's like have some, courtesy, like that they would like be able to understand,
Yeah.
Because I think also I think the fear that you can't express that, or like that you're being a flake in and of itself is the issue. Like you shouldn't be considering it flaking. Like you shouldn't be considering it being this really negative thing because your friends probably don't think of
they
it that
don't.
way.
It's just your brain being dumb.
Yeah, it's just your brain literally trying to keep you on that same path of like, no, I'll do it anyway, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
Which is not cool. And like, that's not how we be present.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do things you don't want to do when you're, being present.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind, everyone. Don't do things you don't want to do. Cancel if you need to. Cancel for rest. Your friends will understand.
Yeah.
I think that's better than like
just ghosting them.
Yeah, what if you had fallen asleep because you were so fucking tired or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then nobody could get a hold of you. Now we're all worried about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would have been so much more terrifying
Yeah.
than you just being like, I'm tired. I can't hang out. It's not like they were already at your house. Yeah, so it's like different. That's funny. I'm glad you did that and got some rest. And I will be getting rest. And you all listening should be getting rest. So have a great day, evening, and good night. Thank you for joining us on another wild episode of Speaking Into the Abyss. This has been Des, and that is
Jess.
Bye.
Bye.